is framed. Say about children, y'all. The world is ran by select few. They tryna brand the name and bear us with a chip. But this the antidote. I'm hitting with some truth. We not meant to survive, but that's the dirty truth. The world is ran by select few. That's right. They tryna brand the name and bear us with a chip. But this the antidote.
Breaking news. 10,000 more troops have arrived off the coast of Venezuela, and the invasion looks imminent in Trinidad and Tobago. Off Venezuela, 10,000 more Marines have arrived, including a new naval fleet as well as some hidden aircraft, most likely bombers. Also, the airspace over Puerto Rico has been closed down as a national defense airspace, and this landing strip is a hot and ready fuel strip, which means aircraft can land and keep their engines running for quick missions. GPS disturbance off Venezuela is at an all-time high, with 2 aircraft carriers near the country and a third on the way from the Caribbean. B-1 bombers and B-2 bombers are in the skies on their way, and this is one of the biggest strike packages that America has ever assembled since World War II. Trump and Rubio remain adamant. Right now, there is no attack on Venezuela. We are not planning one, even though this is the biggest military buildup since the Iraq War. Venezuela has around 10 million reservists ready to fight, according to the latest update. As usual, you can leave me a follow for some more global news like this.
This country was built on colossal hands and unshakable gifts. At Sea of Mud Apparel, we stand for the ones who still out there putting in the work. The forgotten man and women who keeps rural America running. Our gear is made patriotic and built to last. Every stitch, every thread, made to handle real life, not runaway life. I'm a fan of this, aren't you? Whether you're working the land, fixing what's broken, and stands for what's right, we got your back. Sea of Mud Apparel, Real America Clothing Company. Show your pride, wear your gifts. Use the code RUMBLE at checkout for 15% off of your order. Visit seaofmud.com. That's seaofmud.com and gear up for the ones who still believe in America.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Get ready for war with Venezuela. The Miami Herald reports that Donald Trump has initiated plans to attack Venezuela itself, the mainland, with the U.S. military. Here's the latest from the Miami Herald. The Trump administration has made the decision to attack military installations inside Venezuela, and the strikes could come at any moment as the U.S. prepares to initiate the next stage of its campaign against the cartels. We're going to war against Venezuela. Told you this was going to happen. We know Trump has already put over 10,000 troops in the Caribbean, an unprecedented number. He's moved the kind of planes in the region, the fighter jets that we used for bombing the nuclear reactor in Iran. There's no reason to have them there unless we're planning some bombing campaign against a foreign state. He's going to war with Venezuela. He's going to try to topple the dictator there. Dictator there's a bad guy, Maduro, but Trump was elected to get us out of all wars. I didn't agree with him because I think we actually have a role in the world helping police things, but he doesn't. He claimed he was going to end them all, and this would now be the 9th or 10th war that Donald Trump has either threatened or gotten us into. Really inappropriate, but his supporters seem to like being lied to, so oh well, here comes another war. Congratulations. Make America great again.
Se crean fábulas y relatos. Y todas las campañas que se han hecho contra el comandante Chávez y todas las conspiraciones de la CIA contra mí y nuestro país durante 26 años.
There are reports that you are considering strikes within Venezuela. Is that true?
No.
That you made a decision on that?
No, it's not true.
The administration has been increasing the pressure steadily on the Maduro regime. We've seen the number of attacks on small boats increasing. We've seen this CIA finding against the Maduro regime. The administration has flown bombers off of the Venezuelan coast, B-1s and B-52s. So they've been steadily increasing the pressure, and this is another manifestation of that increase in pressure.
Y todo lo que se está haciendo contra Venezuela es para justificar una guerra, un cambio de régimen y robarnos la inmensa riqueza petrolera que es la principal reserva petrolera.
You said time for Maduro to go.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like regime
Yeah, it
change.
is.
Are you talking about troops on the ground?
I'll let the president speak to that. I'm talking about a briefing that would expand military operations potentially from the sea to the land. It is time for Maduro to go. It was time for Ortega to go. The Monroe Doctrine has been robustly applied by President Trump. So these military assets are moving forward to deal with a country that's got blood on its hands when it comes to Americans by flooding our country with drugs from Venezuela and Colombia. So I hope Maduro would leave peacefully, but I don't think he's going to stay around much longer. I think President Trump is tired of Venezuela being used as a staging platform to poison America.
We have breaking news right now. The Trump administration has made the decision to attack inside Venezuela, officially striking on Venezuelan territory. The strikes haven't happened just yet, but they could come any minute now, according to the Miami Herald. We'll see what happens over the next several hours and days. The targets will specifically be military installations throughout Venezuela. It's unclear whether or not Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro is a target of these strikes. We also don't exactly know when these strikes are going to happen. What we do know, however, is this would be an act of war, but the Trump administration does not believe that it has to go to Congress to get a declaration of war, because we are striking sovereign territory here, even if the Trump administration does not believe Nicolas Maduro is a legitimate leader. And it comes at the same time the Department of Defense has struck and killed several dozen individuals in the Caribbean and in the Pacific on these so-called drug cartel boats, but yesterday the DoD told Congress that doesn't actually know who it killed. So here we go. Spread the word. I'll provide you more updates as we get more information. No strikes yet, but probably soon. Follow along for more.
All right, outdoor crew, it's your into fishing, camping, and getting off the grid. Meet your new best friend, the Hunter Orange 25 quart cooler from Caddy Sports. This isn't your average cooler. It's remolded for max durability, bear-proof, and 20% lighter than other brands, so it's easy to haul whether you're deep in the backcountry or just sitting up at the dock. You'll get up to 3 days of ice repenting thanks to thick, high-performance installation that means cold drinks, fresh food, and fewer ice to run, whether you're chasing muddy offshore or posting up at the campsite. Best part is 40 to 50% cheaper than the big name coolers, but still built to perform season after season. And like all Caddy Sports name brands, gear is proudly made in the US. So use code RUMBLE at checkout for 10% off of your order today. That's caddysports.com. Go grab the Hunter Orange 25 cooler and keep your next adventure ice cold.
America is bombing Venezuela tonight. Earlier today, U.S. President Donald Trump strangely said that he's not planning to bomb Venezuela anymore. But here's what that actually means. Since Trump took office, he's bombed several countries, 2 major ones being Yemen and Iran. When he bombed Yemen, he first built up a massive military presence around the country and began issuing threats. But once all those warships arrived off Yemen's coast, he suddenly said he didn't plan on bombing them anymore, which was strange, considering he had already sent everything there, just like he did today. That same night, however, he launched the strikes on Yemen, right after saying he wouldn't. He wanted to take them by surprise, and it worked. Then came Iran. He followed the exact same pattern. The B-2 bombers struck Iran on the very same night Trump claimed he wasn't planning to bomb them anymore, saying he had changed his mind. And today, Trump appears to be following that same pattern once again. He sent everything to the Caribbean fighter jets, aircraft carriers, submarines, everything you can name. And throughout it all, he's been threatening Venezuela. Make sure to follow me for more global news like this.
We have breaking news right now. The Trump administration has made the decision to attack inside Venezuela, officially striking on Venezuelan territory. The strikes haven't happened just yet, but they could come any minute now, according to the Miami Herald. We'll see what happens over the next several hours and days. The targets will specifically be military installations throughout Venezuela. It's unclear whether or not Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro is a target of these strikes. We also don't exactly know when these strikes are going to happen. What we do know, however, is this would be an act of war, but the Trump administration does not believe that it has to go to Congress to get a declaration of war, because we are striking sovereign territory here, even if the Trump administration does not believe Nicolas Maduro is a legitimate leader. And it comes at the same time the Department of Defense has struck and killed several dozen individuals in the Caribbean and in the Pacific on these so-called drug cartel boats, but yesterday the DoD told Congress that it doesn't actually know who it killed. So here we go. Spread the word. I'll provide you more updates as we get more information. No strikes yet, but probably soon. Follow along for more.
Breaking news. Something huge is happening right now off the coast of Venezuela, and it could change everything. In Trinidad and Tobago, just miles away, 10,000 U.S. Marines have arrived along with a new naval fleet and reports of hidden aircraft, possibly B-1 and B-2 bombers. Puerto Rico's airspace has gone into national defense lockdown, and nearby landing strips are now hot and ready, meaning jets can refuel and take off in seconds. GPS interference off Venezuela is at record levels. 2 U.S. aircraft carriers are already in position, and a third is racing in from the Caribbean. This could be one of the largest U.S. strike packages since World War II. Meanwhile, USA and Rubio are saying there's no plan to attack Venezuela, but analysts are calling this the biggest military buildup since the Iraq War. Venezuela claims to have 10 million reservists ready to fight. So what's really going on, deterrence or preparation? Drop your thoughts below. Do you think this is just a show of force or the start of something much bigger? Follow for real-time updates. Breaking news. Over 15,000 U.S. Marines have now arrived near Venezuela, and what's happening in the Caribbean looks like the biggest military buildup since Iraq. Right now, Trinidad and Tobago, just off Venezuela's coast, has turned into a full-blown military zone. Fresh U.S. troops are landing, a new naval fleet has joined the region, and reports say hidden aircraft, possibly bombers, are being stationed nearby. Meanwhile, the airspace above Puerto Rico has been completely shut down under national defense protocol. And it's no ordinary runway. It's a hot fuel strip, meaning fighter jets can refuel without ever shutting their engines off, ready for instant missions. But here's where it gets even more serious. GPS interference off Venezuela is now at an all-time high. 2 U.S. aircraft carriers are already in position, and a third one is on the way. In the skies, B-1 and B-2 bombers are moving closer, forming what experts call one of the largest strike packages since World War II. Still, despite this massive buildup, both Trump and Marco Rubio insist there is no plan to attack Venezuela. But with 10 million Venezuelan reservists reportedly ready to defend their homeland, many believe we're standing at the edge of something far bigger than anyone's admitting. Follow now for real-time updates.
America just tried to kidnap the Venezuelan president, and you need to know how today it was exposed that the U.S. tried to bribe the Venezuelan president Maduro's personal pilots. In fact, they tried getting the pilots of Maduro to divert the plane when Maduro is on board and actually land in the U.S. so that the U.S. can arrest President Maduro, the U.S. said. In return for the pilot doing this, he would become, quote, a very rich man. I'm not joking. In fact, according to the report, the U.S. offered this pilot $50 million just for diverting the plane and landing Maduro in the U.S. so that he could be arrested. Now, the U.S. President Trump hasn't spoken on this, to be fair. You wouldn't expect him to, because it's not really a good look, but it failed. If the U.S. has tried to do it once and it failed, it's very likely they're probably trying to do it, as I tell you this. Whether this next attempt is the U.S. trying to arrest him like the last attempt with the plane, or whether this time they're going to kill him. We don't really...
Did you know the biggest threat of your retirement is not something that's talked about often? Our increased longevity in America means default retirement accounts like the IRAs, the 401ks, and the TSPs may not specific if you have over $100,000 in your retirement account. Get access to a free 2-minute report from Augusta Precious Metals and reveals the one step you can take to secure your financial future. Text SAFE SAFE to 35052 today.
Witnessing something remarkable in the Caribbean right now. something that tells us everything about where global power is actually shifting. Russian naval vessels have arrived in Venezuelan waters, and if you think this is just a military exercise, you're missing the deeper story. This is about sovereignty, about a multipolar world emerging whether Washington likes it or not, and about the fundamental question of who gets to decide how nations govern themselves. For decades, the United States has treated Latin America as its backyard. Regime change operations, sanctions, economic strangulation, all in the name of democracy and human rights. But when a country like Venezuela chooses to resist, when it refuses to hand over its oil resources to American corporations, suddenly it becomes a threat that must be contained. And now Russia is saying, you don't get to do this alone anymore. The era of unilateral American dominance is over. What we're seeing isn't Russian aggression. It's a direct response to American overreach. Venezuela is a sovereign nation, and it has every right to seek partnerships that serve its interests. The real question Americans need to ask themselves is this: why does our government spend so much energy trying to overthrow foreign governments instead of solving problems here at home? The answer reveals everything about empire, about priorities, and about a foreign policy establishment that refuses to accept a world where America is one nation among many, not the sole arbiter of global affairs.